Hello, and welcome to Ask an Angel. Today we have a question from my sister, and the question she would like to ask an angel is what are the best ways to practice discernment? And I'm interpreting this question as discerning what is divine guidance and spiritual truth versus what our egos want and what our egos are advocating for. So I'm going to take a moment and connect in with the angels and then channel the answer that comes through. There are many ways to increase your ability to discern the wisdom from spirit. There are many ways to tap into your inner knowing. And what may work best for one person may not be what is best for all. And so that is one part of your discernment journey, is understanding how do you sense and feel and know truth within your own mind and body. And the key to this is to learn how to get quiet within yourself, because often when your higher self or spiritual guides are communicating with you, it is not the loudest voice in your mind. Often your mind is cluttered by your different parts of self. Your different parts of self are very active in your mind, telling you this or telling you that in order to protect you and guide you, because they are not aware of the higher aspects of your consciousness. And so they feel as if they need to be in charge of running your life. So the first step that we encourage is a practice of quiet and sitting in the quiet and getting comfortable with that. And for many of you, that is a difficult task indeed. Some people cannot just sit in the quiet. And so maybe your quiet looks like a mindfulness practice of walking, or a mindfulness practice of washing the dishes. And so in this mindfulness practice, you are training your brain to be still, to be observant, but not to be chattering and narrating everything that is happening to you. It is cultivating a practice of presence. And when there is less chatter in your mind and more presence in your system, it is easier for divine guidance to get through. However, what we should say to you is that spirit often does not speak through the mind, because we are very much aware of the difficulty of discernment when it comes to the battling voices in your mind. Often spirit is speaking through your emotions or bodily sensations. And so part of this cultivating presence is to become aware of your emotions and aware of your sensations in your body. And ones that will help you with discernment is recognizing what feels expansive and elevated and good in your body is typically a sign from spirit to go forward. What feels contracted or uneasy or creates a sense of anxiety or resistance within your body is a sign from spirit that no, this path that you are contemplating is not aligned. And so we encourage you to get in tune with how your system communicates to you. And although sometimes anxiety can be from a manifestation from the mind, that is also a cue in and of itself. Because if the mind is not in coherence with the spirit, then perhaps the answer to whatever question you have is a no for now. Your system is not ready for this now. But the anxiety exists because there is a friction between the competing agendas of your mind and your spirit. And so it is important to tune into that, to get curious with that. And you do that by taking breaths, by creating spaciousness within your system, by getting quiet and curious, and allowing answers to come to you, not through force of thoughts, but through just sitting in the energy of openness. We also would like to make a recommendation for you and for all people who are interested in expanding their awareness and discernment of what is spiritual guidance to get into the habit of writing things down. There is a practice that many of you refer to as automatic writing, and this is by, once again, bypassing the thinking brain and allowing spirit to speak through you. And so this is another practice that requires you to get quiet, to create spaciousness within your system, and to allow spirit to flow through you. It might not be something that you can do immediately, but with more practice and presence and an intention, it is something that could be very helpful in developing the connection with your spirit in order to guide you. We in the spiritual realm also speak through signs and synchronicities. And so if you are thinking of something and you see a sign, it could be something that relates to what you are thinking about. It could be a repeating number. It could be something that just holds significance for you. That may be indication of what you're thinking of spirit is encouraging you to move forward with. And another practice that we feel could be beneficial for you is to delegate yourself to different signs. And so if you are wondering if what you are discerning is from spirit or if it's from your ego, spirit has a sign such as maybe a butterfly, and your ego has a sign such as a tiger. It does not matter what the signs are, they just have to be ones that you choose and communicate to us. And so if you're tuning into something and you want to know, am I discerning this and perceiving this in the correct and most aligned way, you ask for spirit, show me the sign, butterfly or tiger. And if you get a tiger, then you know that what you were picking up on was coming more from your ego, versus if you get a butterfly, you know that that is coming from spirit. This is a practice that this channel uses and that others use to much success. And as we said at the beginning of this message, there is not one way to discern, and there are many different signs for each person that will be significant to them individually. And so you must get in tune with yourself and in tune with your spirit. And a practice that we would encourage you to have when you are contemplating, is this aligned for me or is this not aligned for me, is to intentionally open to your higher self. And you can do that by simply saying, I am opening my consciousness to my higher self, or I am merging with my higher self, or I am united as one with my higher self. Whatever words or intentions you use does not truly matter. It is just the intention behind it, that you wish to be in complete connection and openness to your higher self. And in doing so, you may need to train your system to have the rest of your parts take a step back. And so you can ask them with love, parts, please take a step back. Give me space. Allow me to open to my higher self. And then feel into whatever you are contemplating and trust that your higher self will communicate in the way that is best for you in that moment. There are also practices that you can do that will just strengthen your channel by visualizing a beam of light flowing in through the top of your head, all the way through your chakra column down into the center of the earth, helping you to connect in with heaven and earth and expanding and elevating the frequency of your internal channel. Having a high vibration is also very helpful in being able to discern spiritual truth, because the higher your vibration is, the more you are in resonance with spirit, with love, and with your higher self. And so there is not as much a mismatch of frequency that can confuse things. Your parts will begin to know and recognize your higher self as being the most wisest part of your system, and will defer to your higher self for the guidance that you are seeking. All of this takes a great deal amount of practice and intention and showing up consistently to hone your intuition, to tune into your system, and to accurately discern what is and is not aligned for you. And do not be discouraged if, as you start working on these practices, that it takes time for it to settle in, or it takes time for you to develop the skills. That is true in your human existence for many things. Certainly, there are people who are born more attuned already, and it is because this is part of their life purpose, to have that openness and that ability to discern what is of the ego and what is from love. But that is not to say that you cannot do that even if you were not born highly attuned. Your part of your purpose is to learn how to do this for yourself. And so, to recap some of the things that we have shared with you: get quiet, tune in, pay attention to your sensations and how things feel in your body. Pay attention to your emotions. Your emotions are a guidance system for you that will help you discern the path of truth and alignment. If something does not feel like an excited yes, it means either not now or no. Work on connecting in deeply and consistently with your higher self. Strengthen your channel of light within you and in your energy systems. Raise your vibration. Practice automatic writing. And consistently come back to these practices. And consistently check in with yourself about what is true and not true for you. Look for the signs, and also delegate signs to spirit for you to know if you are discerning truth. We are very pleased with this question. We are hopeful that this answer we have provided to you will be helpful in your journey of discernment. And we say emphatically that we in the angelic realm love you very much, and we are proud of your ascension. And with that, our message is complete.